for CDR with Tier 2. I'm joined by the not so great Mechanical.
Never so great.
But it is always a pleasure to have you in the comms box.
Yeah, well, you know, regular duo, so...
Yeah.
Can't mess with the regular duo, can we?
Oh, no. Oh, how are you feeling about USA?
Not too bad, actually. I mean, I've got a little bit of time in on practice, and I think I've set a pretty decent time in practice myself on the TT. I've not had a chance to, you know, mess around and adjust my tyre pressures. I'll be doing that in the next couple of days before our race on Sunday, so... But I've got a fairly solid TT time, I reckon, so... I'm feeling pretty confident about it, you?
Yeah, I'm feeling the same boat as you, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's only about a 1/10 difference between our times, so...
As well as myself switching to no traction. It is feeling tricky, but it's doable.
I'm not that brave yet.
As we got a couple people jumping in nice and early. Good evening, guys. Let us know what the weather is. You know the deal.
Yeah, they know the drill by now.
Oh.
The thing I find with this track, though, is you've got to get turn one right. You're coming in very, very fast, and it is a very, very tight turn. If you get it wrong, then you compromise your entire lap.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You hit the dreaded S's. So
to be honest,
you could make a couple of attempts, or you can lose half a second just in that one corner.
The S's are completely fine. It's the triple left-hander, no, right-hander that's annoying me.
I take that pretty much flat.
I take it flat, but the car just doesn't want to straighten out, and it just goes straight into the barrier.
It sounds like you need to make some adjustments. Oh, that looks very cloudy.
Oh, it does.
How is overcast looking? Are we going to be looking at wet sometime during qualifying, possibly?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to find out.
As
we get our first comment of the day.
Yeah. It's Cammy. He says, going to be a lot of penalties tonight. I feel Sector 1 is a nightmare for track limits.
Oh, it will be. It will be. As we've got both Aston Martins, both Red Bulls coming out.
Both Red Bulls. Huntsman said it's
with
running all the way through.
Cameron Poulter.
Hanging cloud.
Cameron Poulter being the #1 driver to go out first. Oh, it's always nice to have a sunny USA. Doesn't always happen, as he lets Colby go through.
Hey, I think that's Colby on through. Yeah. I'm going to keep my eye on Colby.
Oh, me too, don't you worry. Evening, Kieran, how we doing?
We've actually got a new driver in tonight as well.
Yes, an Ethical Toast joining the CDR family. Sky will make it through Q1 from Tom Taylor. Oh, we'll have to see what he does, as Colby is coming to, I believe, that is turn 12 or 11.
Kieran's just said he woke up from his food coma an hour ago.
Ah, tidy.
Oh.
Oh.
Just about a cough then. Christ, that weren't helpful.
As we've only got 6 drivers in the pits. We currently have 14 drivers.
As I say, unsurprisingly, one of those drivers in the pits is Kieran.
Oh yeah.
Quite surprisingly though, for a quali 1, is Allman is out on medium tyres.
What?
Yes, Allman is out on medium tyres.
Strange, as my dog jumps from my bed.
Not unless he's just doing an outlap to scrub them in or something like that. I mean, other than that, I can't see any reason that anyone would want to be on medium tyres for Q1.
As he retires. As Colby solid through the S's. with a 25.165 in the first sector. As he's coming up to turn 11.
Okay, so it looks like Armand's actually retired on track.
No, that looks to me in the pits.
Not unless that's the other one that's out. There's the other one out.
The other Haas is on an outlap. Matey Boy is on an outlap.
Yeah, it is my mistake. I missed the other driver had come out. I thought he was in the pits.
As Colby sets a 102 flat.
The other Haas driver.
Yeah, Colby had a 102 flat in the second sector. As we've got a couple more comments coming through. Always nice to see.
So Tristan says Sky won't make it around lap 1.
And then we come to turn 20 for Colby's first lap. And it's a 1:33.2. As I'm now going to switch to Cameron Poulter. He's not on a lap. It would be Joseph, who did set a 1:34.1. But it is Jack Slater with a 33.6 and an unethical toast setting a 33.3 for our first three drivers.
I was still on board with Coopy, you just span it on the S's. So there was a couple of comments as well. Kieran said unethical toast is his favourite PSN, up there with the jam pot. And judging by the comments as well from Tom Taylor and Tristan, they don't have much confidence in Sky.
No.
One saying he won't make it through Q1 and the other one says he won't make it through lap 1, so...
Well, he's made it through lap 1, so that's out the window.
Yeah, but that might mean race of lap 1.
As I'm... Oh, 33 flat. Round Coda, that's not too shabby.
No, that's not a bad time at all.
I mean, we had a practice session earlier on this week, and that is the fastest time that I could get.
Nice. I would,
as I'm just following Sky.
Some improvements then, because, you know, us being tier 3 drivers, we expect these guys to be at least a shade faster than we are.
Yeah, here at CDR we suggest that between tier 1, 2 and 3 there is at least a second per tier. So tier 1 might be set in 30 like high 30s, low 31s. Tier 2 32s, like mid 32s to low 33s, and then tier 3 a second back from that.
To be honest with you though, over recent races, especially
as
this
Sky manages a 32.9. Sorry to cut you off, but
no, it's fine. No, I was saying there though, you find that there doesn't seem to be throughout the course of this season actually as much time between the differences between 2 and 3. There seems to be a lot closer. I mean, I know a few of my own personal times have been for qualifying have been right up there with, if I was in tier 2 I would have been in the high end of the tier 2 drivers, you know, so I don't think there's really that much time between the tier 2
Mayspin's off of track. He's just completely abandoned his lap.
I was just on with El Jobo, who hasn't set a time, but
Sociopath is just under 2/10 of a second faster going into sector 2, and he is now 26 thousandths of a second quicker, so therefore he's lost some time in between the end of sector 1 and going into sector 3.
Well, I'm just on board with Kieran, and he took quite a wide line through turn 1, but he's purpled the sector anyway as he comes out of the S's.
As Sociopath is now going into the pit. So I'll pop myself with Who's on a proper lap?
So we've had
Sky's
a couple more.
Not on a lap, but he may be preparing himself for a new one. No.
Yeah, we've had a couple more comments. So Tristan has said a couple of things. Said Sky's not going to keep it, and he'll win it in the race. And then Toast's popped up and said, "Evening, everyone."
Good evening, Toast. As Kieran set to 102, I think that was a 102.6 in the second sector.
Yeah, 102.649, but
yeah,
that wasn't purple. His first sector was, but his second wasn't.
So he's counting on this sector 3 time to try and top them timing boards.
So just he comes out the last turn there. He's just on for 30.
And it's a 133 flat. Less than 3/100ths of a second faster than Scotty. Not a bad lap.
About a quarter of a tenth separates the two of them. In fact, it's dead on a quarter of a tenth.
And Joseph's half a second up as he goes a 33.5. Slots himself into 11th.
No, he's backed out. He's about 4 tenths down there.
And Clay's now on a lap supporting the CDR colours on that helmet. A little squirrely through the S's of Sector 1, but he still purples it with a 25.5.
Well, I'm just back on board with Coolpy at the minute. He was going through the S's, so I'll let you know.
And Clay's invalidated, so I'll go to the Alpine of Ronan Saurus.
Who was a 25.2 from Coolpy through Sector 1 there. He was just over a tenth down on his previous best.
As Ronan just comes up to turn 11 and down the back straight, which is mainly Sector 2.
Yeah, mostly. In fact, I think Rhinoceros is just ahead of Coolpy on the board.
Yes, as he comes into turn 12.
Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Coolpy through 12.
And we're just coming up to turn 15. And I missed Ronan Sector 2 time.
So did I.
Oh, how did that... How did that not invalidate for Ronan as he comes through the triple right-hander? So we have got more comments piling in. Evening, lads, from J-Dye. Evening, J-Dye. How we doing? As Ronan set to 33.4. Colby set to 32.
Colby improved by 3 tenths.
Oh!
And you wouldn't believe how close he was to invalidating on the exit of the final turn.
I thought Ronan was going to invalidate. As El Jobo sets a purple sector 2.
So Huntsman's just done a 25.3 first sector.
No idea where that lap came from Kieran, and this commentary is great from Tom Taylor. Thank you very much, Tom. We do try our best.
As always, and we always appreciate...
As El Jobo sets a 33 flat.
Yeah, we always appreciate
and sets
people,
the same time as Scotty 15.
Wow, that's impressive. So, yeah, no, we always appreciate people, you know, dropping in and letting us know that we're doing a good job, you know, so... We appreciate those comments. Oh
yeah, as J-Dye says, about 45 minutes practice in total this week, so hoping for the best. As Kieran says, this needs to stop happening. It's always tier 2, getting the exact same times.
It is. Usually, we find that it tends to be Scotty and Sky. Those two seem to really enjoy having identical times.
Yeah, where Scott's got to find around about a 10th.
Yeah, a race or two ago, those two had 2 times identical.
As Colby's out! He's binned it!
Oh, never.
On the last corner!
That is very unlucky.
As Aidan Gray sets a purple sector 2. As we come round that triple right-hander...
Oh, no, he hasn't just dropped it on the last corner, he's dropped it on the entrance to the pits. I've just popped on board with Jack Slater and his car is popped on the pit entrance.
As Kieran says, Colby is gone. And indeed he is, as Aidan Gray sets a 32.813.
So
As Copy now
Sky
pops
telling-
in.
Yeah, Sky says Alpha Tower is too good. Kieran says Jack, I've done 10 laps and Kulpi's gone. And then Kulpi says I hate this track.
I think we all do. As Mayspin pops in with a 32.928. Pops
And
himself
Aidan
into second.
popped in with a 32.8 as well. Like, I didn't see. I don't know if you saw that earlier.
What's that?
Aidan's time, I didn't spot
Oh,
it. I didn't
yeah,
really talk about
yeah,
it.
I've already
Probably
covered
while I
that.
was talking comments. Yeah.
And Kieran says, Lucas, you hate everything and everyone. That is true. And Jado says McLaren should do well then.
Yeah.
Mayspin set a purple sector 1 as he comes out of turn 11. As Copy says, yes, but this track just goes above all.
This track
I
goes
feel you
above and
there.
beyond.
Who gave Baby Dan a can of Monster? I haven't had a can of Monster. If I did, I would be tired. And I'm not tired, I'm hyper.
Yeah, no, it's not Monster.
Oh no.
Not any drink of any kind. So I'm just on board with Clay, who's just gone a bit wide on the exit of the
And
exit.
I'm still on board with Mayspin as he comes up to turn 20.
So Clay's just gone purple first sector with a 25.138.
Ooh,
and
Mayspin!
the corner, just as he was about to come out of the double right-hander
Yeah,
at the start of sector 2.
yeah.
He put too much of that corner on the left side and invalidated his lap. So if he's got
As,
fuel, I'm sure he'll go again.
as Mayspin tops the time with 4/10 clear.
So Sociopath
As Joseph,
well, he's got about a 10th on his time at the minute.
Joseph is 2/10 up on purple sector 2. Nicky's just said, oh, Baby Dan is too cute, want to put him in my pocket. I'm not that small, okay?
Dan, you're 5'5".
I thought you weren't in my room. As Joseph comes up to the line with a 33 flat.
To be honest, I'm surprised to see Nikki in the comments with also not being on track.
Yeah, well, she's got to support someone. Unfortunately, it is Clay.
Yeah, she's probably still not supporting Clay.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
what?
Kieran's just said that. You know what? I'm done. I'm being quiet for the rest of Q1.
Right, leave me to it, why don't you?
No. I'm done.
Oh, right, let me,
I gotta get myself a drink. I'll be back in a minute.
Yep, so let's see how Jack Slate is doing as he comes to the end of sector 2 here. That's a narrow line, and he's 2/10 slower than his previous best, so that's not going to help him. The Sociopath, he's Unethical Toast is losing the front wing there. As Sociopath does improve, but just squeezes into the top 15 and then drops out again. Because somebody else improved and I didn't see who it was. The track's very, very busy at the minute. Just on board with Warrior, who's got an Aston coming out of his way there, which would be Mayspin. And I know there's a couple of cars further down the track as well. So that's a slight improvement there from Warrior, up to 10th in the first sector. As Aidan's retired. As Scott says, I just want to say if I finish the race, miracles do happen. So yeah, I'd agree with that one. You missed that one just then, Dan. Scott's popped in and said that if he finishes as the race, miracles do happen.
100% miracles can happen, but it only comes to those who wait.
He's on a 102.4, which is 6/10 improvement on his current time. And that's going to put him around about P10.
Yeah, I'm on board with Huntsman at the moment, who is sporting my car number. I'm pretty sure I've said that on stream before.
You probably have.
Yeah, sporting the number 21 as he gets squirrely.
How did that not invalidate? But he still manages to squeeze into P8 after a massive wobble.
So far...
That means he must have had a couple of other attempts on that lap.
So far we are losing Armin.
4 or 5?
Yeah. So far we are losing Armin, Clay, Jack Slater, Sociopath, Ronan Source and Colby.
Well, Clay's out, but I didn't even notice Clay was out.
Ah. Very nice to see.
So we will be losing those 6 drivers because none of them are in a position to improve. 3 of them are out, and 3 of them have already taken the checkered flag. So
exactly, as we've got a couple more comments coming through, I believe. Either that or just people joining us. If you are just now joining us, good evening.
And we do have a comment when it comes through. So
a comment, a single one.
Yep, that's fine. It was an ethical toast who says phew.
Only just made it.
Yeah. Only just is still just, so that's fine.
So, we are, just to confirm that we are losing Colby, Ronan Saurus, Sociopath, Jack Slater, Clay and Armin. As I just quickly grab the screenshots that the dear admins of CDR needs to see. As Kieran says, this is why Scotty is the B-Tech Thompson for Q1 at least.
Those two, they're always giving each other abuse about last name.
Yeah. Luckily, no one's got my last name, so I'm safe.
And Scott comes back with Kieran, you just spin out on lap 1.
Ooh. Either that or Scotty will take out Kieran on lap 1.
That's quite a possibility because he also doesn't think he's going to finish the race, so maybe that's how he isn't going to finish the race.
As we've got a nice mixed set of tyres being put on the cars.
I'm going to say that we've got...
You want to double check that, baby Dan? Double check what?
Well, you know your surname.
No.
So yeah, we've got Cameron, Snitsy, Sky, Warrior, Cammy, Scotty, Aiden, who's now on an outlap, and El Jobo all on mediums.
Just to clarify, my surname isn't what I say it is because my surname is weird, so I'd rather just be called Dan James. I'm just clarifying that.
You say your surname's weird, but truth is you're weird.
Exactly. I don't know what it is today, but someone's put a penny in me. I am off on one.
Yes, we've noticed.
I know.
So, Joseph will be the first to cross the start-finish line.
Yes.
Start his flying lap.
And you know what? Do you know what it's time for?
I don't know, what time is it?
It's time for a lap of Kota. Thanks to the Red Bull of Joseph.
And Armin says, hi guys. Hi Armin. So because Joseph's on the soft compound tyre, we would expect the Sector 1 time to be around the low 25-second ballpark.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
That's roughly what we've been seeing, so
25.3.
But that Ferrari behind him looks like it's catching him quite rapidly. But that would be Warrior, and he is on an outlap, so he's kind of not relevant at this point. So this is a long straight all the way down the back of Sector 2, which is pretty much the entirety of Sector 2. That is a lot of curb he's taking there too. As he goes 102.8 for the second sector. Seems pretty stable as well. He doesn't look like he's having too many troubles with the tail wanting to step out.
No.
Ooh,
that was close.
Very, very close.
That's a 1:33.1.
33.1. That's a decent time.
Let's jump on with Unethical Toast.
As Aiden does a 34.3 on mediums, and Unethical Toast does a 34 flat on soft. So I would expect that time to improve on the soft compound. And Sky's dropped in on the mediums with a 34.1.
As we got a couple comments coming through from Blue and Soul saying, hello mate, what happened in your quali Armin 86? Armin had a quali ban. That's what it was.
Right, that's it, yeah. I did actually have a quick look at the incident, and I didn't see anything, so maybe it was from the week before, not last week. That's why I wasn't aware of it. I didn't scroll back any further.
As matey boy coming up to turn 18.
So
no, turn 19.
33.8 on the medium.
And matey boy puts in a 33.3. Slots himself in between Joseph and Al Jobo.
Yeah, so Schnitz's dropped in with a 34.2 and Camille with a 34.3, the same sort of time as Aiden, and they're on medium. So majority of our time setters so far are actually on the medium compound. Out of the 8 we've got 5 on mediums and we've got 3 on soft compound. And all of those either in the pits or on outlaps or on laps are all on mediums as well. But the question is, how many of them are we going to see change over onto the soft compound just to squeeze into Q3?
As Huntsman sets a 33.9, but yeah, like you said, we don't know what's going to happen later on in Q2.
So I don't think we've actually...
Q2 medium cut-off projections? Do you mean predictions?
What do we think? I think you meant to say projections. It's just you not reading it properly.
Yeah, projections.
Yeah.
I think it means predictions.
It basically means the same thing, Dan.
Right.
Don't be so uncultured, as Kieran would tell you, because he calls me uncultured sometimes too. Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It is. It's tough because looking at the times that these guys are setting here at the minute, I would say possibly those in the high 33s will be safe, but I think those in the 34s will probably switch over to the softs. And as I say that, Sky has actually put a set of softs on whilst in the pits there, so. See, Kieran said same thing, different word.
Yeah, well, Blair.
There was a couple of comments from someone called Marino as well.
I believe, looking at the last name,
I
believe that is a relative of Joseph.
Quite possibly, yeah. But as I say, there's Bravo Joseph, and then I don't know what the other says because I don't understand the words. So I unfortunately can't translate those.
Yeah, no, neither can I. As Huntsman jumps into the pit, as we've... Oh, Cameron pulled a set of 25.5 in the first sector.
I'm going to jump on board with Scott, who has just started a flying lap.
As we come down the straight to turn 12 with Cameron.
So judging by what Google says the translation of that is, it says it's Croatian and it means "come on, son." So maybe that could be his dad.
Yeah, as Cameron sets a purple sector 2.
And I missed Scott's sector one time because I was trying to Google translate foreign words that I don't understand.
Oh, Cameron's run out of VRS and he sets a 34 flat.
I've noticed when I was on board with Cameron that he runs out of VRS towards the end of the lap, so maybe this is one of those tracks where you run out just towards the end.
J-Doy coming up to turn 11.
And again, I completely missed the sector 2 time from Scott there, as his teammate gets out of his way as he comes through turn 15. So into the triple right-hander. That was
triple right-hander with the amount of fuel that they need, which is around about 29.5 laps to 30 laps, I'd say, is going to be a nightmare.
So that is a 34.3 from Scott on the mediums. I don't think that's going to be enough. I mean, he is P10 right now, and we know that some of these guys are going to go out on faster laps on the soft tyres, which are the faster compound.
As Marino says, "Gee, I'm dad."
See, I got it. Go me.
As J-Doy sets a 34 flat. So we'll now see what his teammate does, and he's invalidated.
But Aiden's also invalidated, so we won't know whether he's actually going to improve or not.
Oh.
Kieran's also invalidated on a lap.
Yeah.
So who else have we got? Cameron's invalidated, Maspin's invalidated.
J-Doy, I think, is still on a lap.
I think everybody's invalidated at this point. Oh no, J-Doy hasn't, but he's also 4 seconds down coming out of the S's, so he's not on a lap.
Yeah.
So right now, everybody's invalidated.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of people on out laps.
So Schnitz's just started his lap, so that's what I'll just jump on board with.
I have no idea how moving out of the way for Scott not only invalidated my out lap, but my hot lap. That is from Cammy.
Well, that's probably because you didn't really have much, if any, throttle inputs. That probably explains that one.
As Unethical Toast now going on to a new lap. As he comes into turn 1. Very quick gearing from first to third. And he sets a 25.8 in the first sector. 34 quicker.
So Schnitz's just purpled the middle sector. He's 8 tenths up on his personal time there. But I didn't see what the time was because it went off my screen too quickly.
It's all good as long as you know that it's 8 tenths quicker. As we now follow Unethical Toast, who is... Unethical Toast is backing out of his lap. And he's now got the mighty Joseph behind him, who is not on a lap. No, he's invalidated.
And Snake goes fastest. 32.767.
So I believe Unethical Toast is setting himself up for a new lap.
So Kieran's given up on the mediums and pitted for a set of soft, and he's just coming back out of the pits now. which I'm not surprised because he has only got 3 minutes to put in the time here. Aiden is on an out lap as well, who hasn't set a time other than on his mediums. Same goes for Cammy, who's just behind him. So, unsurprisingly,
a lot of people jumping onto softs. Joseph's going to go for another one. And he's still on the soft tyres. As we follow Joseph through the S's.
I'm actually on board with Sky just ahead of Joseph as well. As he purpled the middle sector with, that was a 25 something, but I didn't.
Joseph is half a tenth slower in the second sector. He's got to find 4/10 somewhere and he invalidates.
So Sky is just over a tenth, or almost 2/10 up. At sector 1, but I didn't see the time. It was a purple sector though.
Warrior Huntsman, purple in sector 1. But I didn't see his time because I just missed it. As we go.
He goes off the screen way too fast.
Yeah. As Tom says, can I join as a driver?
Sky has just gone half a second faster by the time they finished sector 2.
Tom, unfortunately, you cannot join this race, but you can join the league, and you'll go through a trialing process, and then we'll decide what tier you go into.
As Sky goes P2, just over a second faster with a 33.108.
I missed Warrior's sector 2 time. He's a little bit squirrely out of turn 19. And he set a 32.4. As I'm now on with Kieran coming up to turn 12. And he sets a 102.7, which purples the first sector.
Middle.
First middle, leave me be.
It was a 25 something middle sector.
As Aiden.
32.3. Just over a tenth faster than Warrior there.
Yeah. As Cammy splits them.
Yeah. With a 32.445. And that's checkered flag, so this will be the last of the laps.
As Kieran sets a 32.8.
Ooh, is that going to be safe though?
Ooh, we'll have to find out. Scott coming through the triple right-hander into turn 19.
I will take a stab at saying we're going to lose an Offical Toast and Cameron here because they're both on mediums.
And it's a 32.6.
Because I expect the guys that are on the soft to go faster, although J-Doy has invalidated, so he won't be going faster.
Cameron is 2/10 up in the second sector.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be fast enough. If
it all depends what he can find in the third sector.
We'll see what El Jobo can do as he comes out of the last turn and goes P8, so that knocks all the medium runners into the drop zone. So everybody
as Cameron sets a 33.5,
which is only good enough for P12. So
that is
everybody in the top 10 is going to start on softs.
As Kieran says, lost a tenth or two with a snap of oversteer.
Kieran's also taken the checkered flag already, but
yeah.
So according to this, the only person who's put more than one lap on their tyres is Warrior Huntsman, who's put 2 on. However, Schnitzy and Kieran, according to the game, hasn't put a single lap on their tyres, so there's that bug again.
Oh. As Kieran just said, lost a tenth or two with a snap of oversteer at the beginning of sector 2.
Ah, right, I didn't see the comment. I thought you was still on board watching him.
As Cameron says, forgot to change to softs for my last lap. As Chloe lets Tom know that the link for the Discord is in the YouTube description.
As always, it is. And yeah, that's kind of unfortunate for Cameron.
And Jedi invalidated.
So we are just waiting for Huntsman to be shoved into his garage because he chose not to take the checkered flag like everybody else.
And with that, I'm going to quickly go to the toilet.
And we're back with the Thompson argument. So J. Doy says invalidated no, and then Scott pops in with Kieran the BTEC Thompson for Q2. So the guys, we lose this time then, surprisingly. So I thought Aiden had retired. He's actually crashed then, so we actually lost Aiden as well. So we're losing J. Doy, Unethical Toast, Cameron Poultart, Matey Boy, and Aiden Gray, who was P10. So we will have a top 9 shootout. So Aiden must have had an accident there right at the end of the session. I thought he'd retired, which would have saved him rather than crashing. So that's unfortunate. So we have a top 9 driver shootout, which makes it a little less busy on track, which is always nice. Oh, you retired on the entrance to the pits and the game's decided that you DNF'd. That is unfortunate. Oh, crashed into the pit lane. I thought he said he retired as he entered the pit lane. So basically what you did, Aiden, was you did a Coolpy. Coolpy crashed into the pit wall as well. See, and this is why we say to people, take the flag. Don't go in the pits, take the flag. Yes, Kieran, moral of the story, take the flag. Honestly, only you could do that, Aiden. So we do have people coming out already, but we can't actually see who they are yet. There we go. So Schnitzy is out first with Mayspin and Sky also out. So I'm going to stay on board with Schnitzy because he's the first one out, so he'll be the first one setting any times. I'm sure Dan, when he gets back, will figure out his screen so everybody else can see something more interesting.
I am back and ready and raring to go.
Right, so we actually only have 9 people for the shootout. Aiden was P10, but Aiden drove into the pits and then decided to retire, and his car crashed into the pit lane, according to Kieran.
Oh.
And Kieran says, moral of the story, take the flag. So we are down to 9 for the shootout. So the question now is, who you got for pole?
Oh, see, I'm not sure because we've got a mixed bag of drivers.
We do. And surprising to some of the people in the comments from earlier, Sky has actually made it out of Q1 and as far as Q3.
Right.
So Aiden complains, yeah, but if you take the flag it puts wear on you. What would you rather have, wear on your tyres or crash into a wall?
It does depend on that, as Schnitzy is now on a lap.
Yep, and just coming to the end of sector 1, and that's a 25.3. That's not bad. We've seen faster, but that is not bad at all.
Not bad for the first lap of Q3.
No, not at all. So I know there's a couple of cars behind him. So Mayspin's already invalidated, and I didn't see Sky's time. So Warrior Huntsman is just coming to the end of the sector, so he does a 25 flat and goes purple. So as I said, there is faster times in that sector.
Ooh, that's going to be a strong time to put up with.
Yeah, 25.077, that is impressive.
Schnitzy does a 102.6. in the second sector.
So we have two cars still in the pits, which is Kieran and Joseph, but everyone else is out on the track.
Kieran's the usual to be in the pit.
Yeah, Kieran's always in the pits until the last few minutes.
Track evolution.
Yep.
As Schnitzy does a 32.8.
In fairness, I think being in the pits until the last second and just going for 1 or 2 laps has only bit him on the backside a couple of times. So, you know, it's not the worst choice in the world.
Oh no.
As Mace has been, seems to have gone back into the pits. Probably didn't have enough fuel because that was an invalidated lap. So Huntsman goes 33 flat. His time. I was expecting better from Huntsman there. With such an improvement through sector 1 on Schnitz's time, I expected quite a lot more of Huntsman.
As Aljobo goes 6/10 clear.
Yeah, that is an impressive time, 32.2. So the only one really out there right now that's going to be able to beat it is Cameron, who's just coming around the triple right-hander.
As Holly Taylor says, Kieran, is your headset still holding together? And I'm guessing that is Kieran's Holly. So, good evening, Holly.
Yep, I believe that is Kieran's Holly, yes. And he said it's still screwed.
As F1 Racing Croatia says Joseph has a Q3 ban.
Ah.
Which I'm guessing is Joseph.
That would explain why Joseph hasn't come out of the pits then, because normally
he has got a Q3 ban.
So
Hi, Holly.
The question is, when she asked if his headset's still holding together, did he do something daft?
Oh, he did!
Last week?
Oh, he did.
Just another admin dashing about headsets.
Yeah, my controller's currently in pieces.
Well, it's lucky you don't use it to race then.
Oh yeah, if I used that to race with it, I would. Yeah, no.
You'd be done.
Mhm.
See, you admins, you should be setting an example.
As Holly says, he broke it.
A bad example.
As Holly says, he broke it pulling it off of his head.
Yeah, but did he do it in anger?
I'm not sure. And Kieran said impeded a hot lap last week.
She stuck it back together with Super Bowl.
Oh, that is classical.
You know what? That is the electrical tape makes it a mechanic sort of thing. Because if you can't put it back together with tape, then it's completely screwed. So, but in fairness, I will say that my old headset
and Kieran's on his way out.
I did pull them back off of my head. Actually, by the sound from what from Holly said there, no, he wasn't angry. I just pulled one away from my ear and went to slide him off my head, and I just heard a snap. So,
very fun.
It has happened. The plastic swivel pin for the headset just sheared completely off. So yeah, they're kind of in a bag somewhere upstairs now. I'll fix them one of these days if I ever get round to it, because they were an awesome headset.
Cammy's just said, can you guys insult me and compare me to George Russell again this week so I can get pole? Worked a treat last week. Yeah, Cammy, you're not going to make it through, lad. I'm afraid. You're going to finish P9.
What you have to remember, Cammy, is we insulted you last week about being George Russell because it's an ongoing thing. It wasn't just last week, it's every week.
Yeah, next thing you know, we'll find like 6, 7 tenths. Well, currently he needs 1.2 seconds.
Some of these guys, they think we only insult them on a week basis. It's not.
No.
Our insults are forever. If we say it, we mean it. It's all good.
As I'm just sticking with Kieran because everyone else is on an outlap. And Kieran's
Oddly
the
enough,
only car.
I'm actually on with Kieran myself, so
Yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention to my screen, I was just abusing Cammy.
Ah, why not?
It's great. It's when I'm on comms for tier 2, I've got Cammy to give some abuse to, and when I'm on the F2s on a Monday with Teabag, we've got Luckman to abuse. So
Yeah.
I'm kudos either way.
As now Kieran's coming through Sector 1 and the S's. And that's a 25-2.
Now you see, that is purple because...
It's his first lap.
Yeah, I was going to say that's his personal purple because we know that Huntsman, when he set his time, was on a 25th lap through the first sector. So
Yeah.
we know that's not a track purple. So one thing we do know is Joseph will be starting P9.
Yes.
But however, at this point, I do think Macebin needs to put in a time. So, Cammy, worst case scenario, you start P8.
Yeah.
As Kieran does go purple second sector as well.
With a 102.5.
But again, this could just be a personal because he's only on his first lap, so...
Yeah. As he has now got the fuel warning light.
Which means he's running very, very little fuel at this point.
He's running under 1 lap.
Yep. But you don't need a full lap to finish a lap, so...
And it's a 32.6.
That's a good time still.
Alright, Kieran.
That is P2.
And I'm now going to go on Macebin, who set a 102.7.
Which is 2/10 slower than Kieran then, because Kieran was a 102.5 at that point.
Yeah.
So... there was just another shift there. I think Huntsman's just gone slightly faster. I think. It might not have been Huntsman, it might have been someone else that shifted Huntsman down too. No, because Huntsman was slower. So.
Macebin set a 32.6.
I was going to say it might have been Sky who was coming through the S's, but Sky's also just invalidated too.
Who is the next driver across the line? It is El Jobo. Currently our provisional pole.
We've actually currently got an Aston Martin 1-2.
Yeah.
So can anyone just drop in that 4/10 gap as Macebin's just invalidated? And split the two Aston Martins. So let's see where
that's just coming through.
Just coming down the back straight. So we'll see what his sector 2 time is when he gets there. As I'm sure it won't be long before Kieran's out there giving Scott some abuse for being slower than he is.
Yeah, the usual.
Cammy has actually just split the two Aston Martins as Huntsman goes a purple middle sector.
I missed his time.
It is a 32.331 from Cammy there that split the two Aston Martins currently. As we have got checkered flag, so this will be last run at laps for people. So
and it is a 32.1.
So El Jobo won't be setting another lap. He is invalidated.
Schnitzy is finished. He's invalidated.
But he's slower.
Yeah, he's 8/10 slower.
Schnitzy, you said, was invalidated, and Sky has just gone very, very wide, but didn't invalidate.
Strange. As Kieran says, objective complete. So I'm guessing finishing higher than Scott.
So they're arguing over who's the B-Tech Thompson in the CDR family. It's fine, just leave them to it.
As Cammy is going into the pits. So well, we're just waiting on Sky.
Sky's the only one who's actually still...
And he is 4/10 slower.
Yeah, almost half a second slower. So I believe that is going to be our well, top 9, but we do know who the 10th person is as well. So we do know who our top 10 are. Because our 10th position driver was a bit of an idiot, clearly. He drove into the pit wall.
Yeah.
So, which was really unfortunate, because otherwise he was actually going to be in this shootout. And he did seem to have okay pace as well, alongside...
Cheers, lads. Not quite pole, but still gain me time, same time next week. That is from Cammy.
By all means. If it makes you feel better, Cammy, we can sit here and just give you abuse the entire race.
Yeah, that works.
That's no issue for me. I can do that. Ask Dylan what I'm like, he found out.
So, that is Q3 over and done with.
Quite a nice helmet this guy's got on there as well. So, we have Huntsman then in pole position. El Jobo in P2, Cammy in P3, Mayspin in P4, Kieran P5, Snitsy P6, Sky P7, Scott in P8, and Joseph, who had a qualifying ban in P9. And it will be Aidan Gray in 10th place, just to round out the top 10. So Cammy says, maybe I won't ruin my race by lap 3 if you do so. Yeah, so go on then. Oh, he doesn't know what he's letting himself in for, does he?
Oh, no he does not. Oh, no he doesn't.
So, it's nice and dry out there, which is always nice.
As we're now waiting.
It's like this Sunday. I'm not a fan of rain. Rain keeps screwing my races lately.
Well, not really.
Well, not really. What happened in Imola? Rain screwed my race. Canada? Well, rain didn't really help my race, did it?
Well, at least you finished Canada.
True.
Have you seen my incident?
No.
After this race, I suggest you watch it. I think I'm going to be getting an award for this season.
What's that? Idiot of the season?
Oh, no. No.
That usually goes to me. You're not taking that.
Oh, no. You just wait and see.
Kieran says, have you seen mine?
Oh. Kieran, I think you know the incident that I'm on about. I won't say the drivers who were involved, but it is a funny one.
Right, yeah. Were you a part of that 3-car pile-up?
No.
At the hairpin? There was a 3-car pile-up at the hairpin. I thought maybe you were involved in that.
No, it wasn't the hairpin, it was turn 1.
Ah.
As we got Colby and Armin starting on the hards.
You piqued my interest now, so I'm going to have a look.
Oh, why?
Because you piqued my interest and that was a bad idea.
Oh. Yeah, so we've got the whole top 10 on softs. Then we've got Matey Boy, Cameron, Unethical, Toast, Ronan and Clay on medium. J-Doy, Sociopath and Jack Slater on softs, with Colby and Armin on the hards.
Okay, so having had a quick look at that just then, that was really, really unlucky for the driver coming out of the pits.
Oh. Oh,
He's actually been disqualified as well. That is a wicked start to your race there, Colby. Well done. And how much you enjoy this track.
oh, cold hard tyres, just what I need in the morning.
Funny enough, Colby did actually say earlier, I'll probably go out in Q1, which had he not crashed, he would have been in Q2, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
So I get free choice of tyres. I'm going to start on the hards and try and one-stop it. That was what he said. I was like, I don't like hard tyres around here. In fact, I don't like hard tyres anywhere. I mean, there's like probably 2-3 tracks I'll even use them on.
Yeah.
So, let's see, where shall we start on the grid? And Colby says, why are people so close on the formation lap? I don't know. It's the same as the safety car. I don't know why people get that close to each other.
As we're just now waiting.
Trying to smell each other's gearboxes.
For I believe that is Joseph to just get into his box. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are away at Kota.
So that was a strange pit stop prediction. Soft, medium, soft, hard.
Oh, Mace! Oh!
Mace's gone.
Oh!
And I do believe there was one of the Williams shunting somebody there as well.
Oh! That's going to be a fun one for the stewards.
Oh, that is a couple of 5-second penalties have popped up here as well, as Scott's picked up 5 seconds for a crash with J-Doy, and Unethical Toast picked one up, but I didn't see who it was with. I was just check through.
As we've got a safety car on lap 1, because Mayspin was parked. Mayspin was parked right at the very, like, on the curb, on the exit of turn 1.
By the time the safety car came out, we'd had Mayspin terminal damage DNF. El Jobo had a warning for a collision with Cammy. Kieran had a warning for a collision with Sky. Scott had a warning for a collision with J-Doy. Then Unethical Toast got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Matey Boy, and then Scott got a 5-second penalty for a collision with J-Doy. All inside the first couple of corners. That was not a great start. But, on the flip side, that does mean Sky will make it out of the first lap.
Yeah.
Unless he does something really, really silly and drops it on the safety car. But, so far, Cammy has actually swapped places with El Jobo at the top there. And he's riding in P2 as Kieran's in the pit lane and gets 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane.
Oh, Kieran!
I mean, come on, this isn't exactly the hardest pit lane to slow down for.
As Mayspin has put in the general chat, well peed off, got hit from behind, then someone took my wheel off. 45 minutes of quali to go 50 metres into the race. As we got so 5 drivers in the pits.
Yep, Cameron's dropped in, taking a front wing and some mediums. Aiden's taking mediums. Jack Slater's taking mediums. That could be the Williams I saw having a slight bump with somebody earlier. Maybe damaged his front wing. Sky has gone mediums, and as I said, Kieran's gone mediums as well. So we will just be waiting for these guys to catch up because the stranded car is no longer on track. So back of that pack will be Cameron. So the pit stop strategy, it reckoned soft 9 to 12, soft 18, 21, and then on to mediums. And then exactly the same for the hards. I mean, why would you go hards when you can go mediums? But whatever. Anyone who's going hards is probably going to one stop. For example, Armin and Corpia are both on hards here. I expect them to go probably 20 laps in, 22 maybe, depending how the tyres feel.
Yeah, it all depends how the tyres feel.
A set of softs to the end. Alright. They're not going to stop off of those at, say, 16 and then do 2 stints on soft. That's just borderline stupid. I don't know why the game made that suggestion.
I didn't get the strategy. Oh, it's just come up. Soft hard 9-11, soft medium 8-11, 16 to 19.
Well, at least yours is making more sense. Because where yours says soft medium, mine said soft medium, and then soft hard.
Oh.
I don't know if we'd ever want to do that. So everybody is now bunched up, but of course it's too late for us to come in now, so we will have another lap anyway. And in fact, somebody just dropped in the pit. That is El Jobo, who just for a second they took the lead of the race because he beat the safety car around the corner by going in the pits. And he's also thrown on the medium tyres. That's a strange choice to take the pit stop then, as Cameron Poulter's come back in the pits again to throw back on a set of softs.
Oh. Strange.
He was at the back anyway, so he's not lost anything. So maybe he'll just put those mediums back on later. Maybe he just put on his scrubbed set of softs back on his car. Maybe all he really wanted on that first pit stop was a front wing.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate. You can't just tell him to leave your tyres alone if you actually want to stay on them. Because there has been times when that happens. You take a bit of wing damage on the first lap. You don't want them whipping your tyres off. You want them to just leave the tyres alone and stick a new front wing on the thing. And it would probably be a lot faster.
Oh, it would be. Front wing back out.
Exactly. Rather than front wing and tyres and whatever else they want to do while you're there. But it's kind of not really helped the start of this race, this.
Oh, no, it hasn't.
Because 3 laps in and I'm bored.
You and me both, don't you worry.
Come on, safety car, come back in. We're bored. Let us watch the race. Yay, safety car in this lap.
As Cammy says, what even happened? Just got a nasty shunt on my side pod, lucky no damage. Cameron said, started on mediums, but just decided to go double softs because nothing to lose.
Yeah. Well, you may as well, if you think you can double soft it.
16 laps on softs. Wait, no.
No.
Run about 12 and a half.
Yeah, you've got... Yeah, about...
And Huntsman is off.
What is Huntsman doing? And that's also Joseph facing the wrong way as well.
Oh.
Well, Huntsman's fine. Huntsman's still at the front and going. Joseph's facing
and Scotty's going to go down the inside of Schnitzy, but doesn't quite work off.
Yes, it does.
Oh, but
Schnitzy's gone wide.
Oh, J-Dog's lost it.
Yeah, he looked like he went for a move down the inside of Schnitzy. I was on board with Schnitzy, and it almost looked like J-Dog went for a move. There was a sudden flash of orange as it came towards him and then went away. And as I jumped on, J-Dog was facing the wrong way.
Oh.
It did look like he was close enough for contact, so I'm not really sure how that happened. Oh, that was really close between Schnitzy and Scotty there.
I think he just had a little snap of understeer, and that is sociopaths backwards.
That is not too great for my Williams counterpart there.
As currently we have got both Mercedes in position 2 and 3.
Yeah,
we've got...
Who's having a chew at the back of Coolpy's car here.
As Cameron is right on the back of Aiden as well. A sociopath overtakes his teammate.
And Unethical Toast is going the wrong way because he's lost.
Oh, he's lost the front wing.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's right on the edge of the pit lane too.
Yeah. That's what I said. He was on the penultimate turn when that happened. Oh, this should be good between Cameron and Aiden. Cameron's gone round very tight, and Aiden went wide and lost out there. It was almost side by side into turn 1.
And Kieran's on the back of Colby.
Jada was facing the wrong way just then, so I don't know what happened there. He's now coming in the pits as well, not unless he's probably got wing damage. That it'll explain that, because he did go launching off the track. So Cammy is trying to chase down Huntsman here.
Kieran's not backing away from Colby at all.
No, he's not. I've noticed the gap staying.
As Kieran pulls down the inside.
Right down the inside. I thought he might do that.
And Danny Rick pulls it off once again.
Yeah, that's a McLaren driver move, that is. And Huntsman's out.
Oh!
He's out just before the penultimate turn.
And that's another safety car.
Another full safety car. Well, that is not good for the Ferrari team. But then they've got so many points advantage over the nearest constructor rival. It really doesn't make that much difference.
Who's that who just had a drive-through?
Joseph. Have a quick look. Yeah, it was Joseph speeding under the safety car, as we've got 3 cars in the pit. So we've got Snitsy in, who's just come out of fresh mediums. We've got Sociopath in, who's switching over to fresh mediums, and Joseph doing the same thing.
2 safety cars within 5 laps.
Yep. So we will be waiting quite a while, because the safety car is just entering the back straight as Jadoy is just coming around the triple right-hander. So he's almost 3/4 of a lap down on the safety car at the moment. So this could take the full 3 laps to get caught up. And Kieran says, I've got side pod damage from turn 1 on lap 1. So whatever happened at turn 1 on lap 1 has caused side pod damage to Kieran. And Unethical Toast has been into the pits for fresh tyres as well. For a fresh set of mediums. I've just seen Cameron switching places. I wonder if somebody outbraked themselves and overtook him for a second there.
That would most probably be Scott, because currently it is a Mercedes 1-2.
Yes, it is. It was Cameron, I said, not Cammy. It was likely going to be either Aiden outbraked himself or Sky was a bit faster on the brakes than Cameron was.
Yeah.
They just had a bit of a place switch there.
I heard the cam part, so yeah.
Yeah, because you're only half listening, as Cammy actually drops into the pits.
Oh.
No longer a Mercedes 1-2. Very late time to drop into the pits. So he will fall right down the order now. He'll probably come out behind maybe Joseph. Although Joseph does have a drive-through, so overall he's going to be P15 now, with Joseph having that drive-through ahead of him. It does make me wonder why people do that sometimes. Safety car comes out and then they wait a lap or 2 before diving into the pits. I'm not entirely sure why people do that.
It's strange.
It's a very, very strange decision to make. If I'm going to pit on the safety car, I go when it comes out. If I don't go when it comes out, I'm not pitting unless it starts raining.
Oh, don't.
So Cammy and Joseph were just swapping places there as well.
As we're just waiting for an ethical toast.
So Joseph looks ghosted on my screen.
Well, I'll have a...
With Cammy. Same from
Yes!
sociopath point of view behind.
Yes. Very.
Because no car should be ghosted under safety car. Even if there was anyone being lapped, they wouldn't be ghosted. So I think we're all caught up now as well. As an ethical toast is finally back. Yep, there we go. Safety car is in the lap. So it's entirely down to Scott now to get us restarted now.
Oh yes. And he is back in the safety car. Very nicely.
We haven't mentioned before on these safety car restarts. Since the update, if you look, Scott's only managing to put very little input on his throttle. You get throttled back now as soon as that safety car's released to tell you it's coming in. You get throttled way back, so as you can't stay with the safety car and then back up at the last second.
Oh.
The game properly throttles you. Like, you can have your foot planted and you'll only get 3 or 4 bars of throttle.
That's nice. The safety car restarts. Oh, as Cameron picks up a 5-second time penalty with Sky.
But you kind of don't have any real control over your own throttle input, which is kind of irritating.
Yeah. I can see...
Every car on the grid does, but the front runner doesn't.
Yeah. But Scott is away. Oh, Scott's off track.
He lost his tail coming out of turn 2 by the looks of it, so that's now promoted Ronosaurus into the lead.
And he is now fighting with Matey Boy.
Yeah, Matey Boy's having a right good look at his gearbox as well.
Oh, and they've got Armin and Clay to play with too.
Oh, I did just wonder if Matey Boy was... Oh, Clay dives down that side there. I didn't see that one coming. I was going to say, I wondered whether Matey Boy was going to try and pull a Kieran. But then as I said that, Clay pulled a Kieran on Matey Boy.
As Clay is basically side by side with Matey Boy.
Yeah, he's backed out of that one though.
Yeah.
As talking to Kieran, he seems to be losing a lot of places. Just lost about 3 places there.
Oh.
As he takes one of them back from Sky there, but yeah, I think he lost from about P6 to P9 just then for some reason. So Cammy said he'd already driven past it after the safety car came out. That's why his stop was so
Scott's
late.
now in the pits, probably for a front wing.
Yeah, I would think that's highly likely because I think he had some contact with the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a front wing and a set of mediums.
Sky is right on the back of his teammate, and Aiden not far behind. Oh, Sky's lost it.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but at least they're not completely out just yet. I mean, I would say it took 9 laps for Sky to bin it, but
he hasn't quite properly binned it.
Yeah, I was going to say technically it's not a full bin in it, and also the safety car's been out for about 5 or 6 of those laps. So
yeah, we've had around about 2 laps of racing. Yeah, between lap 3 and 5.
So I'm just going to have a quick nosy how it's...
I just noticed Ronosaurus has got a 3.5 second gap.
So, considering how much safety cars we've had, the tier 1s are on lap 10 and are currently under safety car.
Oh. As Joseph's in the pit. As Kieran is side by side with El Jobbo, and so is Cammy, and they both pass him going into turn 1.
Cameron's very, very close to back of Clay here and on the pasta tyres as well.
That's what I just noticed.
6 laps on them, yeah. So the thing is, the 3 front runners have put all 9 laps on their medium tyres. They haven't stopped yet. Whereas Cameron has stopped, but he's got 6 laps on these tyres. So they'll still be okay, but they won't be in as good a condition as the mediums ahead of them.
Yeah.
They don't last as long. As Aiden's just made a pass there as well on Colby, who does appear to be sticking to
Clay is fighting with Matey Boy, and it's now a drag race through the triple right-hander.
And Clay looks like he's trying to go around the outside or pull some sort of
with
switch
Cameron.
back there. Oh, a little bit of contact, I think. Couple of 3-second penalties been picked up there. Kieran and El Jobbo.
DRS has now been enabled.
Oh, that looked really close between the rear left of Matey Boy and Clay's front wing. That was very close.
Oh, it was close off Cameron's front wing. As Armin might have a go at Schnitzy soon. Do you know what? That is fair play to Armin. So Armin's Discord, if you haven't noticed, is Armin86.
Yes.
He weighs the 86 car.
Nice.
As Cameron is right on the back of Matey Boy.
And he looks to be trying to make a move. He took that very, very tight there. And he's got the sign up for a pit stop, which he's probably going to ignore at this point, I would think.
Yeah. I just realised I didn't have my telemetry open. But saying that, it was nice just seeing the racing. Just have the lap data open. So just keep an eye on sector times. As Cammy's on the back of Colby. Trying to gain as much as he can before the DRS, and he is 2.5 tenths. Is he going to dive down the inside into turn 1? Yes, he is. Colby leaving that door open.
Ooh.
Is Colby going to come back?
Cameron was having a look at Clay there, who just looked like he got a little bit wide coming out of the last part of the S's, and Cameron almost pounced on it. But Clay seemed to pick up a little bit of speed again, so he had to back out. As Cameron picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that's not going to be good for Cammy, who is currently in 6th position. As
Which
Kieran...
You consider that he was down in 15th under the safety car.
Yeah.
Cameron makes that move on Clay now.
Sociopath not very far behind El Jobbo.
Kieran and Colby look to be going at it again.
Yeah, as per usual.
Yep. Colby just didn't giving up on those hard tyres.
Oh no, he's not. No, not at all. And El Jobbo
really well on them as well.
Not very far behind.
No. In fact, he's closer to Kieran than Kieran is to Colby at this point.
Clay's in the pits.
Is it Clay? Sorry, I thought it was Cameron. Sorry, my mistake. It moved as I looked across the line.
No, it is Clay in the pits, and he's coming in
That seems like an early
for a set of softs.
Medium. Probably doing medium soft then.
Probably.
So he's probably going to do about 8 laps on these, 7, 8 laps on these, and then doing the same on another set.
Probably. So there's what, 15 laps left? Yeah.
Yeah.
As Snitsy is on the back of Jack Slater. Slightly looking for a move from Snitsy.
Quite possible under DRS here because Jack Slater won't have it because he's too far away from Unethical Toast.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to happen now, although Snitsy is completely out VRS at this point. As Kieran's going the wrong way there, so that's, yeah, he was off on the inside of 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And he's not allowing his tyres to cool down.
And he's back round again.
He's back around a couple more times. That was at 15. There you go, he's backed off a little bit now. In those tyres
As
cool down
J-Doy and Colby are going at it.
And he dives into the pit, so he's probably got a wing problem. And a 5-second penalty for corner cutting on the entry to the pits.
Very nice.
And retired. I'm not surprised considering how many times I've just seen him spin around. I thought he might retire because he'd just given up.
As Kieran retires.
I did say that.
Ah.
He'd span around so many times out there on track, I figured that he might drop into the pits and retire. He got himself a 5-second corner cutting penalty on his way in and then retired. As his car does exit back onto the pit, out of the pits and onto the track though. As it tends to do. And it'll probably pull off somewhere around turn 1. No, it's at the S's and still going.
As Cammy is not that far behind from Matey Boy. As Kieran said...
But it's disappeared.
Kieran said, side pod damage screwed me and the door being shut every time I went to make a move made it pointless.
There you go. As I said, he'd given up. It looks like Cameron actually might be going soft, you know. He's got 11 laps on these tyres. If he puts another 2 or 3 laps on them, he could switch onto another set of softs and do about the same again.
Yeah.
Although running wide won't have helped him just then. Not with Aiden catching him from behind there.
As Ronan has picked up a 6.1 second gap.
Yep, there goes Aiden into P2.
As Colby is now on the back of J-Doy. With Unethical Toast not that far behind.
So I'm just jumping on board with Cammy now, who's on fresher tyres than Matey Boy ahead of him and is only around 4 tenths behind. So he'll be getting DRS into turn 1. And just because it's Cammy, just give me some abuse, so he'll probably screw it up. You know what
Probably.
Because Matey Boy won't have DRS either. He's not close enough to the car ahead, so... Oh, he's taking the tighter line, he's forced Matey Boy around the outside, but that gives him the inside line for Yeah, for turn 2, so he kept the position. All he needs to do is stay close enough and I'll have another run at this on the back straight.
Colby is still on the back of J-Dye.
So I'm on board with a battle for P4 here.
I'm in the battle for P8, which is consisting of J-Dye, Colby, Unethical Toast, and Schnitzy.
So Matey Boy's still not going to have any DRS, so this should be a done deal this time. And there it is. Cammy has flown past there. So that move will stick. And I think Sociopath thought about a go too. He thought about going to turn 12 there. So that's Cammy up to P4.
And his teammate all the way down in 16th.
So we've now got Sociopath and Ojobo are right on the back of this little battle between Matey Boy and Cammy. In fact, Matey Boy's
in the pits, yeah.
So Sociopath will take that place, and Eljobo behind him will have DRS as well. But he's not close enough to do anything much.
As Clay's on the back of Jack Slater, going up the start finish straight and going down the inside of Jack Slater too. Jack Slater just missing out.
Thing is, Clay was on much fresher and faster compound tyres, so that was not something really that Jack Slater would be putting up a fight for.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably going to stop for a set of softs yet, Jack, I would think. So, kind of Clay weren't really his battle, I don't think.
No. His battle, Clay's battle is much further upfield.
Exactly. And if we're right on what we think Clay might do, he could still be stopping for another set of tyres yet anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 3 laps on those, put a few more on them, and then he'll probably stop for another set of softs around 7 or 8 laps on the tyres. So
around about...
This isn't anything to do with Jack.
Round about lap 22, 23.
Yeah. See, I think if he wanted to, Jack Slater could come in now off of those mediums, stick on a set of new softs, and just go to the end on them.
Oh yeah.
The 11 laps isn't a massive amount of laps to put on them, as
Cameron's in the pits. I think he is going for that soft, you know.
Laps. Yep, he's only going to have to put 10 laps on another set of softs now. Well, 11, sorry, because we just started lap 18. And he is taking a penalty as well, so that will cost him a little bit more time there. As Unethical Toast has also pitted, and so is
Scott.
Is that Colby?
Oh no, yeah, Colby.
Colby set stop for softs, Unethical Toast stopped, and Cameron stopped as well. And Matey Boy.
As Almond's on the back of Clay.
So you've got Matey Boy and Scott going at it here into the S's. And Matey Boy wins out on that one because fresh soft tyres. Gonna be slightly warm mediums every day.
A Sociopath is 4/10 behind Cammy, going into turn 12.
Yeah, but the problem is for him here is Cammy's right on the back of Aiden as well, so even though he'll get DRS, the guy he's trying to pass is also going to have DRS too, so he's sitting on the back of a very small DRS train that's just not going to allow him any advantage under DRS here.
I'm just going to stick on with this little battle for a little bit.
I think Aiden's just dropped into the pits. He has, so Aiden is now in the pits. So that does now mean that Sociopath will have DRS on Cammy for that back straight without Cammy having his own DRS. So, saying that, Sociopath's just gone a bit wide and has dropped outside the DRS window. So He's now dropped into the clutches of El Jobo as well.
Yeah.
Might be time to come in for a set of softs then. For Sociopath there, I think, if he's starting to have a little bit of trouble on those.
Just looking at battles on track, and it's Cameron and Scott who are the closest.
Dropped outside the DRS zone as well, so there's no DRS for anybody inside the top 6. Snitzy's got it on clay for the fight for P6. And that appears to be a done deal as well. It is. Oh, as Snitsy just seemed to not get the power down well enough there, coming out of turn 12, and Clay almost drove up the back of him.
And Cameron's going to go try it around the outside of Scott.
As Cameron's just picked up 3 seconds. Snitzy's gone wide now, and Clay's back ahead of him. Rhinosaurus has just dropped into pits from the lead of the race. And Cammy's followed him, and so is Sociopath. I'll be surprised if El Jobo doesn't. No, El Jobo's staying out on his, so unsurprisingly, all these guys that are dropped in are just thrown on a new set of softs. As Scott gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting corners. Bit wide there between Aiden and Matey Boy. Aiden went very wide. See, J-Doy's in a decent position, so is El Jobo in the first two, but I'm sure these two are probably going to have to stop. However, J-Doy might not actually have to stop. I mean, he's only put 14 laps on those hard tyres. So he may choose not to stop. I mean, he'd only have to put 22 laps on hards, and that's doable.
Oh yeah, 100% that is doable.
But it depends whether it's going to cost him time to the people behind him. I mean, as I said, I think Clay might stop again. He may not, but he also might. For the 2-stop for the medium soft, Snitsy may stop again. So he really is nearest person that may challenge him is Rhinosaurus, who's a fair bit behind him actually. Let me just look at the gap to leader. So Rhinosaurus 10, about 7 seconds behind, as J-Doy does actually choose to pit. So El Jobo, J-Doy and Clay and Snitsy have all pitted, so that will promote Rhinosaurus back into the lead then on his fresh soft tyres for the last 8 laps.
And Rhinosaurus is up by 15 positions.
I know, he's just recently he seems to be doing the reverse of George Russell.
Yeah.
Qualifying badly and then just driving the hell out of it in the race and just pushing tyres as far as he can humanly push them. As Sociopath gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings there.
What is the penalty situation?
Yeah,
so we've got Aiden on 6, as well as Cammy and Unethical Toast. Cameron Poulter on 8, Scotty on 9, Schnitzy, Joseph, El Jobo, Clay, Arman, Sociopath are on 3.
So as it sits, I would say it's Rhinosaurus, Matey Boy, and then maybe Sociopath will creep onto the podium too, as he actually makes a pass on Cammy there as we're saying that.
Yeah, he may have a shot at podium.
I would say so, because he's only got 3 seconds and the guys around him have got 6 to 8 seconds apiece. Besides Matey Boy and Rhinosaurus, who has 0 penalties. So that would say to me then that Aiden's 6 seconds will cost him. Aiden might just squeeze into P3 though, because there's a 3 seconds between them, and there's about 3 to 3.2 between Aiden and Sociopath right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be really, really tight at the end. I mean, unfortunately, penalties are going to play a part, as they always do.
As J-Dye and Ethical Toast and Clay are fighting it out behind Armin. And Schnitzy overtakes Josip.
Cameron got a much better drive out of there than Cammy, but unfortunately Cammy was in his way, so he couldn't capitalise on the better grip.
As J-Dye goes down the inside of Unethical Toast, but then goes wide. But he does stay ahead, and Matey Boy and Sociopath are fighting it out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That now means then that Sociopath is 2.5 seconds now behind Aiden, and he has 3 seconds less of penalties. So really, as it stands, if Matey Boy and Sociopath wanted to, they could drag each other around the track.
Yeah.
And they could secure their podium positions.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, I know they're not teammates, but, you know...
Point to point.
They may... Yeah, points to points, they may end up unintentionally doing it.
Right.
I'm saying that, actually, Matey Boy has dropped out of the DRS window. He did have DRS, but he was just outside of it as they came up the straight then, so he won't be getting it again.
As there are 5 laps to go, who is your driver of the day?
It's difficult. I mean, as you've said already, Rhinoceros is doing great, but I don't like to pick the same driver.
No.
You know, over and over, and it's really kind of unfortunate for him because he has had quite a good drive as yet today, as he has before. Let's just have a look. See who else has moved around and had a bit of a quiet time.
So I'm just going to stick on this battle with Cammy, Matey Boy and Cameron.
Sorry, I was just checking something there.
Yeah, that's all good.
I was going to make the suggestion of Sociopath if he can stay as he is. He's up 14 places currently.
Yeah.
And he's on for a podium.
But he has got a time penalty.
But he has got a time penalty. And if you remember, we had a bit of a conversation in regards to Sociopath and Rhinoceros. I think it was last week or the week before.
Yeah, it was last week.
And I think we chose Rhinoceros over Sociopath. No, was it last week? Anyway, but we chose Rhinoceros over Sociopath, who had actually had a good race. So we haven't actually chose Sociopath recently, and he does seem to have had a very good, very quiet race.
That is true.
So, and I mean, besides that, in terms of positional moves, Armin would be the next closest. I mean, Cameron's had a good drive.
Yeah.
He is up 8 places. You know, I mean, Cammy was doing well as well. I mean, he's down a few places at the minute, but overall he's not actually had a bad drive. He just down to, I think it was just pit stop strategy has kind of not helped him there. Kind of not really gone his way. As I'm just sitting on with Sociopath actually, look.
Yeah, same here.
Aiden Gray.
I've been sitting on this battle for a few laps now, and it is getting a little tasty.
I just switched over to it maybe half a lap ago, so. I think we'll see how it plays out the last few laps, but I've kind of got my eye on Sociopath for it. I don't know what your thoughts are on Driver of the Day there. I don't know if you got anyone else's name to throw in. I mean, sometimes you kind of see things I may have missed when it comes to it.
No, I'm okay with Sociopath.
Surprising news though, Sky's still in the race as the pit for a set of soft tyres. So whoever it was who said they'd crash on lap 1, you were wrong. They've nearly finished the race. So that's 2 predictions on Sky that have gone wrong then.
Yeah.
As Aiden picks up 3 seconds, and Sociopath is actually passed as well. While we were talking, I did miss that pass. So what does that do for... So Aiden is now up to 15 seconds of penalties.
Oh, that's going to hurt him.
Cameron behind him is on 11 as well. So both of those two are going to tumble down the order at the end of this race. So it looks like we are going to have Rhinosaurus, Sociopath, and then Matey Boy as our top 3. Because there is a bigger gap than 3 seconds between Sociopath and Matey Boy because of the 2 drivers in between.
Yeah.
So, as it stands, it looks like that will be our order. It will be Rhinosaurus, Sociopath, and then Matey Boy. And that's so now Sociopath and Rhinosaurus are both up 15 positions apiece.
As Clay picks up the fastest lap.
That will be what his late pit stop was for then.
Yeah.
I did think to myself he did drop down the order. I didn't realise he's on fresh tyres. He's obviously gone for a late stop to try and pick up the fastest lap point.
As I got a wicked helicopter shot going through turn 14 with Cammy and Matey Boy. As Schnitzy is not that far behind Joseph, and they're currently inside each other. I don't think Joseph
was ghosted.
He still is.
He is here, but his card's ghosted, meaning for the entirety of this race, since that safety car we picked him up on, at least, people have been able to just drive through him. So that's
strange.
Kind of unfortunate. That's happened to me before. I tell you what, we could have a real battle on our hands at the end here.
Sociopath less than a second behind.
Sociopath, yeah.
Well, just
he's got that,
over.
He's got a 3-second penalty, but he is closing that gap rather quickly on Rhinosaurus there. As Cammy picks up 3 seconds, so that won't help him. This is going to be an interesting way to end the race. I'm just going to sit on with Sociopath while this plays out.
I'm going to sit on just a couple cars behind with Matey Boy.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick on with this one for the remainder of the race. Actually, there's only just over a lap left.
Yeah.
So Sociopath is within the range of DRS, but he has got almost no ERS left, so he's not helping himself with that. But he is going to close up that gap a little bit with DRS here. The thing is, even if he does, he hasn't got. He's got that 3-second penalty, so he won't be able to pull out 3 seconds and all that. Unless Rhinosaurus did something very silly, which we don't see happen very often.
No, we don't, but you know what? I'm just going to sit on this battle now.
So, I wonder if Sociopath's just going to play it safe. Because he's got that penalty, if he's just going to sit behind. Thing is, I'm I'm sure after
Oh no.
having
No, he
few
is going
mistakes,
at it.
he's having
No,
few
he is going
mistakes,
at it.
he's going to go for it. Yeah, I think a couple of races ago he said he was going to go for it if he had the chance at a win. Seems to be a lot of moving around on that DRS straight
Yeah,
there from Rhonosaurus as
Sociopath's gonna go around the outside!
well. He's gone
On
around the
turn
outside.
12! This is beautiful racing.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that for a switchback as well. He went wide and just let Rhonosaurus have the line to switch back on him.
Through the triple
really
right-hander.
Oh, almost contact there. It's a real pity as well that even if Sociopath had made that pass, that it wouldn't have counted anyway because of the penalty. But
I'm just
fully
gonna drop.
expecting to see Matey Boy drop into P3 there.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. As fully expected. So that is the top three then. So our podium sitters are Rhonosaurus, Sociopath, and Matey Boy. So that's Jadoy in P4, Colpy on his one-stop strategies managed P5. He had a really good drive as well too, to be fair.
Yeah.
El Jobo,
Another contender.
P6. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll just have a look. So Jadoy and Colpy are both up 10 places. Matey Boy's up 8, and Sociopath and Rhonosaurus up 15
Cameron
apiece.
Poulter. Last place on lap 2 to go across the line in P4, but he has dropped back to 7th.
Yeah.
With penalties.
He dropped back to 7th, and Aiden come through in 3rd and dropped down to 8th because those two had 11 and 15 seconds of penalties each.
Yeah. As it now says, Kieran, Huntsman and Maceman are in the pit.
Strange.
Very.
As we're just waiting on Jack Slater to finish, who unfortunately is a couple of positions outside the points. Himself and Joseph won't pick up any points for today's race. He had a lot of VRS left at the end of the race. So Cammy says, first safety car screwed me. Can I just get any luck in races this season? No, because you're George Russell. All you can have is qualifying.
So that is it. As for some reason Jack Slater is carrying on. You seeing that?
Yep. I am seeing that. So it looks like we've got a bit of a bug, but the race is over. So it's not going to affect anything.
So, I guess we're going to have a little talk about Driver of the Day again.
Yep.
There we go. So, that is it.
And the game says Driver of the Day, Sociopath.
That is one to talk about.
Absolutely. As Rhonosaurus comes out dancing on there. That's looks like fun.
So it is Rhonosaurus who takes P1, Sociopath in P2, and Matey Boy in P3. Fastest lap picked up by Sky. I thought it would have been Clay.
Sky must have snuck it late on then.
Yeah, 9/10 clear as well.
Nice.
The closest person is I believe it is actually Clay. Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
But onwards we go. I've been CDR Ninja. I've been joined by the not so fabulous Mechanical, and we'll see you back out on track on Sunday.